Decorating is obviously a huge part of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and many of us use our items for aesthetical reasons rather than practical ones. There's nothing wrong with this, of course. We want our islands to look beautiful, but there are certain things in the game that you should have on your island regardless of your aesthetic. These can drastically improve your island life and become effectively essential for anyone who's playing day to day. Most of these haven't even been in the game since the start either and were introduced in later updates. So let's take a look at exactly what your island needs right now. Ever since the game has launched, we've had an ABD available to us in resident services, but nowhere else. Thankfully, the 2.0 update changed this, and now we can get our own ABDs by redeeming our Nook Miles. Although these are fairly expensive items to get, they are one of the most essential items you can have in Animal Crossing New Horizons in my opinion. After all, bells play such an important part in the game, so having one of these readily available so you can withdraw bells at any time you want or even deposit them is definitely something you need. Not to mention the fact that your friends can actually use these, so if they're coming to visit you and maybe they want to purchase turnips or just do something else with their bells on your island, now it is much easier for them to do so. In terms of where these need to go on your island, I would highly recommend putting one of them outside of Nook's Cranny, a place where you'll be spending your hard-earned bells quite a lot. Another one would definitely be the airport, as like I said, if you have any visitors who need to withdraw bells, make it convenient for them so that they can access this right away. Having one in your house is not a bad idea either in my opinion. I feel like this could definitely be useful, and this tends to be where I see people put the ABD the most. But I think having them outdoors somewhere is really good, even if you do decide to tuck them away because maybe ABDs don't really fit your island's theme. I have mine pretty well hidden outside of Nook's Cranny. I don't feel like it stands out or looks bad or anything like that despite having quite a natural island. So definitely get some ABDs on your island, you won't regret it, they are highly necessary. Another really fantastic quality of life upgrade we got in the 2.0 update was storage sheds. To get yourself one of these, you will have to have spent at least 500,000 bells on your storage with Tom Nook. It's not the easiest item to get in the game, but once you do, you can craft these fellas and you can customize them as well so they can fit a variety of themes on your island. And oh boy, these are definitely one of the most essential items in all of Animal Crossing New Horizons. They make it so convenient to deposit items that you want out of your inventory. They make it so easy to get items out. The UI here, in my opinion, is a lot better than the storage in your home, so I'd even recommend having one of these in your house so you don't have to use the option. But generally speaking, in my opinion, rather than placing these around your island, you should actually keep one of these in your pockets at all times. That means when you want to do some work on your island by placing some new items, or maybe you want to pick up some old ones and put them away, you can bring your storage shed to wherever this is, drop it down, put the items straight in, or take them out, and boom, it's done. This means you don't have to take the time to walk all the way back to your house, or walk to another point where the storage shed might be on your island. Yes, it will take up another slot in your inventory, but in my opinion, this is probably the most useful tool you could have in Animal Crossing New Horizons. There's probably lots of us who carry around a net and a fishing rod with us, yet don't plan on using them every single day, whereas a storage shed is something that you probably could find a use for at least once a day. Even if you're just combing the beach for seashells, or just trying to collect items that you've had lying around for months on end, it's so convenient to have a storage shed with you wherever you go. Storage has always been a big thing in the Animal Crossing games, and honestly in the older entries it wasn't so good. In fact, it could be really inconvenient to store things. So I'm definitely happy to say that in Animal Crossing New Horizons it couldn't be more convenient having this storage shed item. As I said, I definitely think this is one of the most essential items that you need on your island. One that has been around a little bit longer but is still incredibly underrated in my opinion happens to be the pipes. The pipes have the unique functionality of allowing you to effectively teleport from one location to another by setting up your pipes in strategic locations. This means that you could put one pipe at your house and another one directly at resident services so that you could get there in a matter of seconds rather than having to walk all the way there. That definitely makes them one of the best items in the entire game and something that all players could really utilize. I feel like the pipes are a bit underrated however because they are Mario themed items, something that a lot of people might feel like clashes with their island aesthetic. You can't customize the pipes and there are no other similar items that have the same functionality. I guess Nintendo really wanted to make these items unique and special to celebrate Mario's anniversary and that crossover update, but it definitely would have been good if we could have gotten other types of items that maybe looked more natural and fit other island themes that we could also use with the same functionality. Even if they don't fit with your island's aesthetic though, I definitely feel like it's still worth having them, but maybe instead just hiding them somewhere. You could hide them behind a cliff or even behind a tree, just as long as they're near somewhere convenient that you want to basically be able to teleport to. We've never really seen any functionality like this in any other Animal Crossing game or with any other type of item, so it is a really necessary item to have in my opinion, one that will improve your island life a lot. I just will have to agree with people that I feel like design wise it's not one of my favorite items and I wish it wasn't so Mario specific. Back to something that was introduced in the 2.0 update, we have the cooking stoves. Now typically I feel like people actually have these indoors, but having them outdoors could really help their potential shine. Cooking is a great new feature which allows you to make a ton of dishes that you could gift to your villagers or you could eat for energy, and the energy part is definitely one of the more important things. Having the energy you get from food to smash rocks around your island or dig up tons of trees is really important. So if you have to spend the time buying these food items from Nook's Cranny or eating fruit one by one or even going into your house to cook things, that's definitely not as convenient in my opinion, so having these cooking stoves out somewhere on your island is a really good idea. That way you can just head over to one and start cooking when you're working on your island. There are some which are even specifically designed for outdoors, like this camping one for example. In the past, I've actually seen quite a lot of people who say, well, why even bother cooking to get energy when I can just eat some fruit? But honestly, this is so much slower. I'm not necessarily saying that everything needs to be super fast in Animal Crossing, after all, it's a fairly slow-paced game. But that doesn't mean that things need to be inconvenient either. Nintendo gave us this cooking feature for a reason. Cooking also gets you Nook Miles, and like I said, you can gift them to your villagers as well, and they tend to really like those. So having a stove outdoors on your island to make lots of dishes is a really great idea in my opinion, and it will help you make a lot of progress in the game. But let me know in the comments section down below, what items and features do you feel like are essential on your island? What can't you imagine your island without? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you made it to the end of this video, be sure to comment Bob's Gang down below so I know that you did. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing New Horizons videos. If you want to help support me and my channel, click the join button down below the video or the link in the description to become a channel member and a member of the Bob's Gang. You can get a whole bunch of really cool perks for doing so, such as exclusive emojis, a badge by your name, exclusive content and posts, and so much more, so be sure to check that out.